Welcome everyone. Evangelist Rebecca Noah here. It's time to talk about preparing for the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. He's about to come back, just like he said he was going to come back. All he wanted to go and do in heaven is done, is ready. We need to live knowing that we're living at the end of the age and that Jesus is coming back just like he said he was going to. But what's about to happen? Nothing new. It happened before. There was a time when they were preparing for the coming of the Lord. When he came first time, when he was about to be born. That is why that prophetess and her husband, was it Anna in the Bible, who was waiting to see the Messiah. And then the day Jesus turned up to be, when they turned up with Jesus when he was a baby, for christening. And then she said, this is what she's been waiting for. So they were preparing for the coming of the Lord. They were waiting for the Messiah. The same way they were waiting for him and preparing for his coming then, is the same way we are waiting for him and preparing for his coming now. It happened before, it's about to happen again. What happened in the past will happen again and happen again and happen again. It doesn't happen once and then it ends there. No, God will do it again. As the word tells us in Ecclesiastes 3:15, it says, what is happening now has happened before. And what will happen in the future has happened before, because God makes things to happen over and over again. So God makes things to happen over and over again. What is happening now happened before, nothing new. This is what people need to understand, especially pastors, ministers, evangelists, singers. Those people, bishops, archbishops, whatever they are called, serving God in one way or the other, prophets, serving God in one way or the other. We need to understand that when things happen to us, we've got to understand that it happened before. So don't see things happening to you and think you are the first one, you are the only one. It happened before. We've got to look at Jesus. Jesus offered his life to God. So would say God called him, or he was called by God, or he was for God, because he was God, he was sent by God from heaven. Jesus went to be baptized because he was for God, he was serving God. After being baptized, the Holy Spirit came upon him, he was for God. Then he went to do 4 days fasting. So he could communicate with God more and connect with God more, so that he could, after the 4 days fasting, he would go and heal the sick and do miracles, signs and wonders. So he was for God, he was called by God, he was being used by God, he was about to be used by God. God had already set him apart. The same thing with us pastors, ministers, evangelists, bishops, archbishops, singers, whatever they are called. Once God has called you and set you apart, you are serving God with all your heart, he has sold out to God. Everything about you is God, 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 God. You are all for God, all you serve is God, all you're after is God, all you want is God. And nothing else. The moment the devil sees that, he'll do to you what he did to Jesus, because it happened to Jesus, so it will happen to you. So when it happens to you, you have to understand that it happened to Jesus before. Towards the end of his first days fasting, the devil came to Jesus to offer him what he thought every man likes. It's the same thing that is happening these days. The devil will come to you when he sees that he has sold out to Jesus. You are a pastor, a minister, a bishop, an evangelist, a singer, whatever you are called. When the devil sees that you are sold out to God, you are called by God, God is using you, your heart is hot for God, you turn up. In the same way he turned up to Jesus in the wilderness when Jesus was fasting, you turn up to you. The only difference is when it was Jesus, the devil turned up himself to Jesus. There was no one else to use. But in our case, the devil does not turn up himself. He enters somebody. So someone will come to you. Why? Because the devil sent them. Because the devil cannot come to you walking with his own legs. At times it happens. But most of the times the devil enters somebody. And that somebody is being used by the devil. Then that somebody will come to you and offer you what people like. Just like the way the devil offered Jesus what he thought Jesus liked. In our own case, the devil, the person sent by the devil, they will offer you money. So when you're a pastor, a minister, you run a church, whatever you do for God, you're a minister, you sing, and you see someone coming to offer you certain things so you can make money, they'll come to you. If you are not serving God, if you are not called by God, you are not being used by God, they'll not come to you. They only look for those that are called by God, being used by God, serving God, and they'll come here and offer you and say, if you join us and you do this and this and this, you'll get money, we'll give you money. In the same way, the devil said to Jesus, if you worship me, I'll give you this, I'll give you that, I'll give you this. In our own case, they just say, I'll give you money. But there's a condition. Just like there was a condition to Jesus when the devil spoke to him, he said, if you kneel down and worship me, the conditions they offer the pastors, the ministers, the bishops, the evangelists these days is, if you join us, we'll give you money. But all your members will become our members. That means if that pastor or minister or bishop or prophet says yes, that pastor or minister or bishop or prophet will make a lot of money, because whatever they've been offered or wherever they went to make money, they'll give and they accept the terms and conditions. That pastor will make a lot of money, will be very rich. But the members will not make any money, but the members are sold out, because according to the agreement, the members will belong to whoever that thing is, whatever they agreed to do. It depends whether it's an altar or a shrine, whatever they agree. So all the members of that pastor will belong to that. If it is an altar, they will belong to that altar. If it is a shrine, they'll belong to that shrine. If it is queen of coast, they'll belong to that queen of the coast. If it is the king of the river, all the members of that church, the pastor, where that pastor ministers, all the members will belong to that king of the river, without the members knowing, because the pastor wants money. So the pastor will say yes, make a lot of money, and the pastor will get a lot of money simply because he said yes or she said yes. Members will go to the pastor without knowing that this one said yes, this one sold us out. And what the members do not know is now they don't belong to Jesus anymore. They now belong to that altar or that shrine or that king of the river or the queen of the coast. That means before you went to that pastor or that church, you had a mark. The day you give your life to Jesus, you get a mark on your forehead, a cross of Jesus, white mark, white cross of Jesus. You might not see it, but it is there. Then you now go to this other church, and then you don't know that the pastor in this other church agreed to make money, and then all his members now belong to the queen of the coast or the king of the river or whatever it is. I don't know what it is called. And then the moment you go to that church, you enter that church, they will put their own mark, or the mark of the queen of the coast or the mark of the king of the river on your forehead. And they will remove the white mark cross of Jesus from your forehead, because you no longer belong to Jesus. You now belong to the king of the coast or the queen of the coast, depending on which one the pastor agreed with. That means the moment that cross of Jesus, the white cross Jesus had put on your forehead, is removed, you no longer belong to Jesus. You can no longer go to heaven when you die. You now belong to this queen of the coast. When you die, you go to hell. So the moment they put their mark on you, they've marked you already without you knowing. You didn't do nothing. It's the pastor that knows. It's the pastor that went to agree with them, and it's the pastor that is making money. You are not making any money. But the white cross that was on you, that Jesus had put on you, is removed, and you now have mark of the queen of the coast, or mark of the king of the river, or mark of whatever, I don't know. When you die, you go to hell, not because you have done anything wrong, but because you went to a church where the pastor agreed with them when he was offered, just like Jesus was offered, but Jesus said no. But some pastors are failing to say no. When they are offered, they are saying yes. And they accept whatever, I don't know what it is called, that causes them to make money. And they make a lot of money, but their members are sold out. The day the members will die, they'll go to hell, and the pastor himself or herself will go to hell. But this pastor will not go to hell alone. He or she will go to hell with all the members. But this pastor, at least he enjoyed the money. Members are just going to hell innocently. They did not enjoy the money. They did not do anything. They were just sold out. So we've got to find out and know. Before we enter a church, we need to know whether the church, the pastor is being used by Jesus only, or they've attached something, other things to themselves. Because initially they are all called by Jesus, by God. Initially they are all serving God, but there comes a point when the devil will turn up to them. Just like the point when the devil turned up to Jesus in the wilderness. But what they are failing to do, or what they don't know, is they are failing to say, no, I'm okay with the little money that I get from God. They say yes. They want more money from Queen of the Coast. They want more money from the King of the River. They want more money from whatever shrine, whatever altar, whatever idol. They want the money. And they sell out the souls of so many people. So find out, no, before you enter a church, before you become a member, know if the church is just for Jesus. So don't go and become a member of a church where they will remove your mark of Jesus, the cross, the white cross on your forehead. The only way you can have the mark of the Queen of the Coast removed from you, from your forehead, is if you leave the church of that pastor, or where they made an agreement with the Queen of the Coast. If you leave the church and you are no longer a member, and you go to the right church where the pastor is just being used by God, is just following Jesus, then your white cross will be put back on your forehead. And then when you die, you'll be able to go to heaven. But if you don't leave that church of the pastor that agreed with the Queen of the Coast or King of the River or whatever, when you die, you cannot enter heaven. Why? Because the mark on your forehead is not the mark of God. Today I want to talk about running for our lives. Because we need to run for our lives. We need to save ourselves. We are living at the end of the age. So many things are happening out there that will cause so many people to be unable to enter heaven on the day they die, or on the day the Lord appears. So we've got to live knowing that we have got a duty, we've got to do something, we've got to save ourselves. We've got to run and make sure that our souls are saved at the end. If we die, we go to heaven. But if we don't do anything, when we die, we'll not be able to enter heaven. The Bible tells us in Genesis 19:17, it says, when they were safely out of the city, one of the angels ordered, run for your lives, and don't look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the mountains, or you'll be swept away. We should not be in the valley. This was Lot and his family that were being told by the angel to run for their lives, never to look back and never to stay in the valley, but to go to the mountaintop. We need to prepare ourselves and run to the mountaintop. As we prepare for the coming of the Lord, we should be on the mountaintop. In case he tarries and we die before he comes, we should be on the mountaintop. We should not be in the valley, but on the mountaintop. The Bible says, don't go to the valley, but escape to the mountaintops. Let's go to the mountains. Let's run for our lives. Let's save our souls by running away from what is not of God. This was Lot and his family. They were being told to run away from people that were gays. They were getting married, a man and a man. They were sleeping together, a man and a man. And Lot and his family were told to run away, to escape and run for their lives. It was only gays at that time. Imagine what it is like now for us. It's no longer only gays. We now have gays. We have lesbians. We have to run for ourselves. Save your life. Save your soul. Run away from things that are not of God. There are so many things that are taking place now that we need to run away from. There are things like dowry. I have to talk about this one again and again and again because it is causing so many people to go to hell. Run for yourself, for your life. Save yourself, your soul, yourselves. Do what is right. If you are living as a man and a woman and you know the dowry was not paid, make arrangements. Pay that dowry. Like I said last time, if you don't, the men, when you die, you go to hell. And you not only go to hell, when you find yourself in hell, in that hell you'll be counting and counting and counting and counting money to go and pay dowry for your wife. The dowry that you never paid when you were alive. So why not pay the dowry now and just count the man one day than to end up in eternity counting money? All you do is count money all day in, day out, during the morning, during the evening, during the day, during the night. You'll be counting money in your way because you did not count money, you did not pay dowry. Rabbi Yakosa, let us run and save our souls. Let us run for our lives. It is not time to be doing what will cause us to go to hell. It is time to be doing what will cause us to enter heaven. It is time to save our souls. We cannot watch and do what is not right for God, so that on the last day we'll be destroyed, we'll be swept away. Just like as the Bible said, that escape to the mountains, or you will be swept away. You don't want to be swept away. But if you are found to be a gay, a lesbian on that day, or you did not pay dowry for your wife on that day, you will be swept away. It is time to change our ways and live knowing that we are living at the end of the age. So we've got to do what is right for the Lord, so that we save our souls. There are so many things that we've got to avoid and run away from. Like I said about the dowry payment, if you are living as a man and a woman and you did not pay dowry, you are just living together. Maybe you have even children, or you live together for so many years, I don't know how many years, and you happen to die in that situation. When you die, you go to hell, the two of you. Why? Because of fornication. The moment you live together and dowry was not paid, you are just fornicating. Maybe you are even pastors, or you serve in the church, but you did not pay dowry, you did not do what is right for the Lord. It is time to change and go back to the Lord and do what is right, and then ask Him to forgive you and do the proper marriage in the church. There are so many things that are taking people to hell, that are causing people to be in the valley. But the Bible says, don't stay in the valley. Maybe it's adultery. You are married couple, you got married, you did everything right before the Lord, you got even married in the church, you paid dowry, did everything right, but you wear a ring, and you know that you're not supposed to be wearing that wedding band. Why? Because it is the demons that give people wedding rings when they marry them. Because the demon cannot pay your dowry. A demon cannot take you to the to church, the pastor, and go to the altar to get married. So the only way for the demon to say they've married you is by putting a ring in your finger. This is why you end up with a spiritual husband or a spiritual wife. It is because they put a ring on your finger and they said, I've married this one. Because they can't pay dowry, they can't go to church and get married in church, but all they can do is put on a ring on your finger. So if you want to go to heaven, when you die, you have got to remove that wedding ring. It will take you to hell. And then the other thing that is taking couples to hell is adultery. They are married, you are married legally. You've got that your wedding ring on your finger, but you go and commit adultery with your wedding ring. Whether it's a man or a woman, you are committing adultery. You are in the valley. You've got to come out of the valley. Say no to that adultery and go to the mountaintop. I don't know what to do. Maybe it's the hair extensions, the braids, the weave on, whatever you call it, attachment. And you know very well that it is a property of the Jezebel. You're not supposed to be using it or keeping it on you. You are not even supposed to go to the shop and buy it and bring it into your house. But maybe you even keep it in your house. It is your business. You have got a salon yourself, or a barber shop yourself. You are the one that puts on you attach hair to other people's heads. You are the one that is taking them to hell. Every time you do it, you go to your salon and you put hair extension on this one, braids on that one, a wig on this one. Not that you are sending them to hell. You have just helped them to go to hell. You too, you go to hell, and they go to hell, but you just assisted them to go to hell. If it is your business, salon, hair salon or barber shop, not that you are just saying every day you are just taking the register to say you are going to hell, you are going to hell, you are going to hell. If it doesn't matter what other sins you commit, as long as you run a salon, you run a barber shop, you are the one that puts hair attachments to people's hair, whether it's braids, weave on, extensions, whatever it is. All you are doing is every time you do it, you are taking a box to say hell. you're going to heal, you're going to heal. If you do the hair attachments to 10 people a day, know that you have taken 10 times a day, that you are going to heal, you're going to heal, you're going to heal, and know that you have taken those 10 people, you took 10 people to hell. If you have been doing it for 10 years, calculate how many people you have taken to hell for 10 years. Unless they change and repent and come out of that valley of hair braids or extensions or weave on, they cannot go to heaven. They cannot enter the mountain top. Why? Because they are in the valley of hair extension that will take them to hell. Come out of the valley. Say no to that extension. Say no to that your salon. Change your business. Find something that will cause you to go to heaven. Why waste your time going to church every day when you know that your business or what you do is not of God? It will cause you to go to hell. But you keep on doing that. You go and do it all day. After that, you go to church in the evening. And I don't know what the reason of you going to church is. Maybe it is socializing. But if the reason of you going to church is going to heaven, you can't go to heaven. Why? Because of your business. Because of what you do. I put hair extensions on people's heads. That will take you to hell. I don't know, maybe it's not just hair extensions. You apply nail polish to people, or fake nails. Maybe you do the eyelashes. You apply it to people, or you have got the eyelashes yourself. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is jewelry. You've got your earrings. You've got your necklaces. You've got your rings on the fingers, plus your wedding ring. You've got a ring on your tongue. You've got a ring on your cheeks. You've got one there, and you've got one on the belly. You've got rings, jewelry on your legs, on the toes. You've got ring toes there, and then on the leg you've got another one. I don't know what it is called. You've got all that. The moment you've got all that, know that you're in the valley. You need to escape for your life and go to the mountains. At the mountains, you can't put all that on, all that jewelry. No one can be at the mountain top with that jewelry. Where Lot was told to go to the mountains, there's no jewelry. There's no fake hair. There's no hair extensions. There's no fake nails. There's nothing fake, anything fake like tattoos. You can't be having them and going to the mountains where Lot was told to go. No. Maybe it's his trousers. You are a woman. You forgot Deuteronomy 22:5. You can't be putting on a trousers. And you think you can go to the mountain where Lot was told to go to the mountain. You think you can leave the valley. No, the moment you find yourself putting on a trousers, know that you are in the valley. But you've got to escape for your life. First, you have got to run for your life. Escape. Let your soul escape. Leave the valley where they put on trousers. Go to the mountains. Where women put on dresses. Then when the Lord appears, you'll be able to go with him. And be a partaker of the marriage supper that has been prepared for us in heaven. But not with your extension, not with your trousers, not with your jewelry. So we've got to change our ways now. But time to change is so limited. There's no time. The Lord is coming back sooner than expected. So what are we waiting for? Why are we still in the valley when we're supposed to be in the mountains? What is keeping us in the valley? We want to look good. Maybe it is makeup. Whenever you find yourself applying that makeup on, know that you are in the valley. But you are not supposed to be in the valley. According to Genesis 19:17, you are supposed to be at the mountains. It is time to find our ways to the mountains by throwing away that makeup. I don't know how many types of makeup you have got in your house. Just take them and put them in the bin. Be able to just wash your face with water, apply oil to your face, and open the door and go out. When you open the door and go out without your makeup on, know that you are now on your way to the mountain. Very soon you'll be on the mountain. When you have dropped everything, your makeup, your trousers, your jewelry, your fake hair, maybe you've been using skin lightening lotions or cream or whatever it is. Maybe it is tablets for skin lightening. That is your valley. But you are not supposed to be in the valley. You are supposed to be at the mountain. Mountain top is your target. Maybe this is why the wife of Lot could not go to the mountain with Lot. Maybe this is why she looked bad, because she had hair extension, she had jewelry, she had makeup, she had fake nails, she had fake eyelashes, she had trousers. So there was no way she could go to the mountains with Lot. Lot that had nothing. Nothing was stopping him. This is why you find that many women are failing to go to heaven. Many women are going to hell simply because of trousers, makeup, fake hair, braid, weave on, extension, whatever you call them, makeup. And many women are failing to go to heaven. Many are going to heaven. Why? Because they don't have extension, they don't have makeup, they don't have earring, they don't have skin lightening cream. And so they just go to heaven. They die, they go to heaven. They try and keep all the commandments. So there's nothing else to stop them from going to heaven. But the women, because you want men to see you, so you put on makeup, you put on fake hair so that the men will see you. The men will see you and then you go to hell. The men that saw you will go to heaven. Why want to look good before men that will die like you, but they will die like you and go to heaven? You will die like them and go to hell, but you wanted to look good before them. Be what the way you are. You are beautiful. Remember, you're wonderfully and fearfully made. You are beautiful before the world. So you get married. If you want many men will marry you. If you want a husband will come when you have got no makeup on. Maybe the reason why you can't get married is because of your makeup and your fake hair and your trousers. Put that away and you find yourself getting married and you wonder why. Why? Because before God you now look beautiful and He will bring men to you. It's not about the way you make yourself look. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe to my channel on YouTube if you have not yet done so. And thank you so much for those that have been subscribing. People have been subscribing. I just want to say thank you and keep on subscribing, please. Thank you so much. God bless you as you do so. May He do what only He can do in your lives. May He bless you, keep you, encourage you, and do what only He can do in your lives. May He open doors for you that no man can close. May He show up whenever you call. In Jesus' name.